Good morning. Welcome back to Blissful Monkey. We're excited to have you tuning in, whether it's this morning or you catch us later. It's definitely a hot and humid one. In lieu of making a contribution to the studio this week, we are asking you to donate to the Black Lives Matter cause instead, to support and hopefully begin to affect some change. So enjoy class. Any questions, reach us out on social media.
There's a link to Stephanie.
And to donate, there's a link on our Facebook page. It's through our teacher Stephanie's Facebook page as well. All right, we'll see you soon. So let's start in fetal pose. We're excited about that one. So typically we'll start on our right side.
Do you want it on my back?
No, fetal.
Okay. Nice one, lay down.
Yeah. So just enjoy this pose. So often we really only experience it as a very passing moment at the end of our practice. And this morning we're starting out here in fetal pose just because I always think of this pose as really a significant symbol between the cycle of life, right? We end practice in Shavasana, which is corpse pose, and then we always rise back and return sort of to our life that's off the mat. So here, in your fetal pose, just begin to think about the innocence and how as a child it's so much easier to experience that innocence. And as we grow and have internal and external experiences and information that shapes us, we can sometimes lose sight of that innocence, of that ability to just be, to adapt. And in this state of innocence, it's typically much more simple that everything is the same. There's sameness. So here, just begin to deepen your breath. If you'd like your third eye to connect a little bit more to the earth, invite it to do so. And over the next few cycles of breath, begin to connect with the space between your kidneys. So that's right around like the mid part of your low back, as well as just below your belly button. And often we think about breathing up and down the spine, but breathe horizontally, forward and back. See if you can find sort of this energy. In Chinese medicine, we think of this area as the origin of our life force. So as we're here in our fetal pose, let's just connect and cultivate. Maybe you begin to feel some physical warmness forming along your center, from the front body to the back body. And then visualizing this little glow of light in this space right between your kidneys. And over the next few cycles of breath, visualize this light. Maybe it's warm, maybe it's full of joy, but it's that innocence that brings us to life. Just visualize it begin to expand, to emanate out surrounding you. And it's this light that allows us to have connection with ourselves and with others. Three deep inhales and exhales. Hug yourself a little tighter. Start to form more concentrated energy. And in today's practice, really see if you can begin to channel some of that innocence, that foundation of our life. Take the complicatedness out of your practice, from your thoughts, from your self-analytical tendencies, and just find some joy. One more big breath in and out. You'll begin to hug your knees even more into your chest and roll onto your back, squeezing yourself into a tight little ball. We'll start to build a little more physical heat, so we'll start to draw our forehead towards our kneecaps. You can use your arms, but really give yourself a nice big squeeze. Continue to breathe. And then maybe the effort of your arms begins to back off and you use a little bit more of your tummy. Open your mouth, exhale. Take the next few moments to find any rocking and rolling, backward and forward, side to side. Now we're going to create a little bit more energy along our spine, along our central axis. And then in about the next 5 or so cycles of breath, we're going to meet in standing. So if you have a little oomph, you can cross your ankles to stand up. You can just simply help yourself. We'll meet in mountain pose. With hands at heart center, set an intention for your practice. Feel the grounding down through the feet. Not only that vertical central axis, but that horizontal central axis that we tuned into a moment ago as well. And use these to help you stay upright, to help you create space. On your next inhale, sweep the arm ups overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Just exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up to stand. Sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Head goes heavy. Inhale, roll up to stand. Interlace your fingers, spin the palms towards the sky. Shrug your shoulders up. Exhale, slide your shoulders down your back. Inhale, lengthen through your side waist. Exhale, take a side bend. Your next inhale brings you through center. And as you exhale, side bend the other way. Inhale through center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. Shoulder shift over wrist. As you exhale, first drop your knees. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, baby up dog. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, baby up dog, or big, or cobra, whatever you'd like. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale through table, move singular breath. Exhale, chaturanga. We'll do this a few more cycles at your own pace, following your breath. So as we progress from our fetal pose to our child's pose, continue to keep your intention alive and that spark of innocence. You might start to grow off of the floor. Perhaps this last round is full sun salutation A with knees off the floor. And whether you come to child's pose or right to down dog, we'll meet in our downward facing dog. Heel toe the feet out a little bit. Shake your jaw a little bit. Scrunch up your face, let it go. Inhale, right leg lifts, bend the knee, peel open the hip. Inhale, knee to nose, step the foot between the hands, high lunge, sweep up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen through the ribs, tone the tummy. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, hover belly and chest over right thigh. Tune that back leg a little bit more. Beautiful, Terri. Warrior 3. Exhale, high lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, plant the hands, plank pose, press away from the earth. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left leg lifts, bend the knee, peel open the hip. The next inhale draws knee to nose, foot helps between the hands, high lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen through the ribs. Exhale, hover belly and chest. Beautiful. Our hips are staying buoyant. That right leg is still activated. Warrior 3. Exhale, right foot lands lightly. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, plant hands, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right leg lifts. Keep the hips square. Inhale, knee to nose. Step it forward, high lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hover. Inhale, warrior 3. Exhale, land high lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, maybe a back bend. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, left leg lifts, hips square, belly in and up. Next inhale, knee to nose, high lunge. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hover chest. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, land lightly. Inhale, arms lift, chest lifts. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Step the feet a tiny bit closer to the hands. You might bend the knees a little bit to keep the hips high. Beautiful. Belly in and up. The right hand reaches for the outside edge of your left ankle, maybe your calf or knee or the floor. Claw the mat with your left fingertips. Beautiful. And really think about creating a bit more of a twist on each exhale. You might like to lift your right foot off of the floor. And we'll release to our short down dog. Take an inhale. Exhale. Switch sides. Left hand reaches for the outside edge of that right leg or to the floor. Claw the mat with your right fingertips. Accentuate the twist. Maybe you lift the left leg off of the floor. Whee!
Yeah.
And begin to release to our short down dog. In this short down dog, begin to bend the thighs to the chest. Beautiful. Look forward and lifting the butt first. Either hop or step the feet to the hands. Nice, Terri. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep up to stand. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg, bend the knee, peel open the hip. Maybe you'd like to flip the dog. Really press open through that chest. Lift those hips high. As you flip back around, we step the right foot forward between the hands. Hands inside of the right foot. Lengthen through the spine. Lift through the hips. Beautiful. Inhale, left arm lifts for a twist. Press right tricep to the inside edge of right leg. Peel open. Exhale, left hand to the floor. Inhale, right arm for a twist. Side plank. We'll transition to our high lunge. You squeeze your right knee towards your chest, towards your nose. You step it forward. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, twist it out. You can see Terri's working on getting that hook nice and high up on the arm. We'll work eventually on getting it nice and high up on the leg. Beautiful. It gives us more space eventually to find other variations. Inhale, warrior two. Use that tummy. Big inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the floor. Maybe you hover that right leg as you find a chaturanga. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, bend the knee, peel open the hip. Optional, flip your dog. As we flip back around, that left foot comes between the hands. Pause here. Hands inside the left foot. Lengthen spine, hips are buoyant. Left hand stays planted. Inhale, right for a twist. Exhale, right hand. Inhale, left arm for a twist. Side plank. Begin to find your transition to high lunge. Squeeze that left knee in. Left foot lightly steps forward. We exhale our hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. So with all this twisting, we get to shift our perspective. Inhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel hands. Maybe the left foot hovers. We'll meet in our down dog. Beautiful, Terri. Terri's really working on her inflation, her buoyancy, so that she can find that lift of the feet as she steps forward and backwards. Inhale, right leg lifts, bend the knee, peel open the hip. Now, a couple options. Stay here, you might flip, or you might begin to reach back with your left hand for your right ankle for a quad stretch. Maybe you adjust your down dog a little bit. Have a little fun. We'll step the right foot forward. Our stance is fairly short because we're going to keep both legs straight. Pyramid pose. While we hold here and breathe, we're going to do a little bit of revolving in our triangle from here. So you might like to get a pillow, a block, a can of soup, a book, just to bring the floor up to you a little bit if you'd like. Inhale, lengthen spine. Left fingertips stay planted, and you inhale right for a twist. That left hand can stay on the inside edge of that right foot or come to the outside edge. Beautiful. You're scissoring your legs. They're equally working. There's a little bit of a scissor through the hips. One more inhale. As you exhale, the right fingertips come to the floor. We inhale, our left arm lifts. I'm going to play around with this. See if you can keep drawing that right hip crease back. Yeah, ooh, good. Nicely done. We're going to release our left hand around the right foot. We're going to inhale, our left leg lifts for a standing split. You might like to stay here if you're working on your handstand. You might like to take a couple of lifts. See if you can find some float. we'll all meet in our forward fold. Yes, any forward fold of choice. Start to engage your quads a little bit more so the hamstrings can find a little more release. And over the next few cycles of breath, we'll work our way to our downward facing dog. It's really important to recognize your practice and chart the course that's right for you. In your down dog, a big inhale. And a big exhale. Left leg lifts, bend the knee, peel open the hip. Again, this is where you might stay. You might flip. That right hand might reach back to find that left ankle. Sometimes it's helpful to bend your right knee, and then you can find length back through the right leg. Nice, beautiful. Step that left foot forward. Keep the stance short, straighten out both legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Right hand stays planted. As you inhale, left arm lifts for a twist. Find that scissoring action. On your exhale, left fingertips to the floor. Inhale, right arm lifts. Again, keep finding that drawing back through the left hip crease. Beautiful. Breathe here. Release the right hand, frame the left foot, standing split, right leg lifts. Again, we might stay right here in our standing split. If we're working on our handstanding, we might plant our hands and find a little bit of a lift. That sweet spot, that fulcrum point where we just all of a sudden become weightless. Beautiful. Any forward fold of choice. If your hamstrings are beginning to feel more open, maybe choose a deeper expression of a forward fold. If they're a little cranky, maybe you back off your edge. Begin to unwind your forward fold and very slowly roll up. We'll meet in mountain pose. Give it a nice little shake. It is humid. So if you're at home, feel free to hydrate, maybe wipe the brow with your shirt or a towel. Shake it out. Heel toe the feet together. Balls of the big toes touching. Utkatasana, chair pose. We won't be here long, I promise. Really shift the weight into your heels. Try to draw your knees back. Knees back. Oh yeah, baby. Drop that tailbone. Hug those ribs and belly in. Squeeze those inner thighs. A piece of paper could stay between the thighs in a wind gust because the legs are working towards each other. Hands to heart center. Now, conscientious of knees, begin to rock onto the balls of your feet. Your drishti will help you here. Very slowly start to lower the hips towards the heels, but stop just before the hips hit the heels. Fire on those quads a little bit more, and then we'll find our low riding squat. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take eagle arms. Inhale the arms up overhead, and as you exhale, hug left arm underneath right. Left arm, yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Maybe you start to close your eyes. Those inner thighs are still activating. All 10 toes are helping you. Inhale to stand. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. As you exhale, step the left foot back. Tent onto your fingertips, pause here. Hands inside the right foot. Maybe heel toe that right foot out just a little bit to create more space in the hips. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Beautiful. And very slowly, the left knee will begin to make contact with the earth. Beautiful. Keep your breath flowing. Come back to your intention. Begin to shift the hips back, extend the right leg long, all right toes lift towards the ceiling. Keep the hands inside the right leg today. Keep drawing that right hip crease back. See if you can create equal length through both side waists. And maybe you can begin to find a right tricep, right shoulder connection with the right leg. Yeah, beautiful. That right quad is gently engaged so the hamstring can lengthen. And then find any half Hanumanasana or full Hanumanasana of choice. Terri is choosing to take full Hanumanasana. You can see that both legs are working away from each other rather than just relying on the front leg to do all the work. Wherever you are, you're lifting up through your pelvic floor. If you're in full, the top of your head is reaching towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Long spine. We'll all meet back in knee down lunge. Take your time to get there. And then we're going to take a quad stretch today. Lots of options. Opposite hand, opposite foot. Same hand, same foot. Maybe both hands to the foot. Breathe into the front of your left leg. Big inhale. And exhale. This is a big one, so keep breathing. Two more inhales and exhales. And then you'll start to slowly release the foot. Plant the hands, curl the back toes under, and we'll meet in Malasana prayer squat. You can stay here for 3 to 5 breaths. You can find your crow for 3 to 5 breaths. Maybe it's a child's pose. Take these few moments as your own. And wherever you are, we're all going to plant through our feet and rise to stand. Shake it out. Balls of the big toes touching. Chair pose. Weight into the heels. Shift the knees back. Drop the tailbone. Lift the belly contents in and up. Hands to heart center. Slowly the hips begin to lower. Oh, sorry, thank you. We lift the heels off the floor. The hips begin to lower just before they touch the heels. And then we find our low riding squat, squeezing our inner thighs together. Inhale the arms up overhead. As we take eagle arms, right wraps underneath left. Drishti is strong, toes are working. On your next inhale, unwrap the arms, sweep up to stand. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the right foot back, low runner's lunge. Take the hands right inside that left foot to start. Maybe make some more space in the hip. Drop the back knee. And then we'll begin to reach the hands forward. Pause here. And keeping the hands inside the left leg, begin to reach the hips backwards, extend the left leg, lift the left toes, half Hanumanasana. Maybe try to take this opportunity to connect left shoulder, left arm with left leg. And then find any variation of half or full that you'd like. It could be very different side to side. The pelvic floor is supported. The energy is long through the spine. And typically, this is not necessarily the most enjoyable pose with whatever variation you're taking. So let's come back to the very beginning of our practice today. Tune back into that space between the kidneys, from the spine to the belly, just below the belly button, sort of mid area of your low back. Feel that central axis, that central horizontal axis. With this orientation in space, tune back into your central vertical axis. And where they cross, visualize light, warmth, the source of your life force. Visualize again that light at this center point, radiating around you. We'll take our time. We'll meet in Anjaneyasana, knee down lunge. And then we'll begin to find our quad stretch of choice. Breathe into this big muscle group, the quadriceps, made up of those big 4 muscles. Two more inhales and exhales. Gently release that foot. Curl the back toes under. Step forward, Malasana prayer squat. Again, hold for a few rounds of breath. Maybe a crow, maybe any other variation of any sort. Now I'm going to give Terri some time to make her strategy for fun. Wherever we are, we're going to meet in Navasana boat pose. So feel free to find a creative solution. I'm not sure what that might be. Yeah, beautiful. Lift that chest. We have those open hamstrings, so you might find a full straight-legged variation. And then staying where you are, just release the left leg towards the floor and stop where it hovers off the floor. Yep, you can hold the right leg if you'd like. A little Pilates. And then inhale, bring the left leg back. As you exhale, slowly lower the right. Try that a few more times before flow of your breath. Nice. Can she do it, folks? One more round for all of us. Woohoo! We'll find our back. No graceful way about that. Full body stretch. So again, just as we began class, sort of thinking about the cycle of life, the innocence, we start to find end of life much like the beginning, where we are reliant on others. And it's the compassion and caring and kindness of others that's integral into our experience. And so find that within yourself, not only for yourself, but to bring into the world with you. Come back to your intention. And then we'll begin to bend the knees, plant the feet on the floor. We'll take a bridge pose. Any variation. If you've got that pillow handy, it might simply be a very low and supportive and nourishing bridge. Maybe going up nice and high, or finding the bind with the hands is what is nourishing. Relax your butt. Relax your hamstrings. Fire on your quads. Very next exhale, we'll slowly lower towards the ground. Knees knock in. Big breath in and out. The last back bend is your own. We haven't done a lot of chest opening, but maybe it's fish today. Maybe it's another bridge. Maybe it's a wheel. Maybe you roll onto your tummy and find Sphinx or another variation. But wherever we go, let's see if we can sustain for 5 cycles of breath. Maybe even 6, just so that we know we can. The human body and spirit is quite resilient. And so if you ever ran track or played sports, you sort of ran through the finish line. Our yoga practice can help us with those lessons as well. Once you've found that 5, 6, maybe even 7 cycles of breath, you'll come back down to the earth and we'll find Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Adjust your pelvis a little bit this morning so that you can find a little bit of length in the low back. And a conscious choice if you'd like your arms either connected with your body or next to your body. Breath in and out. In and out. In and out. Help the knees towards each other. We'll take a nice knee down twist. Moving through center to the opposite side. The drishti is beginning to go inward. Our heart rate is settling. Our breath is settling. And we're moving back into a place of unconscious breath and heartbeat, but with a bit more sense of harmony, of lightness, and some of the freedom that comes from innocence. The Buddhist teachings teach us that we are all mothers. And I always think then, if we're all mothers, we must all be children. And so honoring that in each of us. Come back through center. Begin to find your Shavasana. Acknowledging that we all have the light within us, that motive life force, that resiliency. The capacity for love and joy and compassion. Over the next few moments, find the last stages of surrender. The last stages of disentanglement. Big breath in and out. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. Otherwise, you can begin to find your side for fetal pose. When you're ready, we'll come back to how we began. The cyclical nature of life, the non-linear nature of life. And if we can just break one of those cycles that is not conducive to a compassionate, joyful existence, then that opens the path to greater evolution and expansion of mind and soul. Intentionally begin to find your way to your seat. As we close practice, the meaning of Namaste is even more resonating today. Of the light in me honors and recognizes the light in you, and the light in you recognizes and honors the light in me. Namaste.